Hey guys, welcome back. This is Davin with davindeedoodles, and thank you so much for joining me today. We are going to be trying to complete part 2 of Nikki and Niagara's Fire and Ice Challenge. I will go ahead and link her channel down below. It has instructions for the challenge as well as lots of flip-throughs, color-alongs, vlogs, all sorts of fun stuff. So you should definitely check her out, and we will get started on this ASAP because I don't want to hold you hostage forever, and I think just doing this part, like the base coloring, took me like an hour last time. So I don't want to keep it that long if we can. We probably will because I'm very slow, but we'll just jump into it. So I tried to do a little bit more thought for the coloring this time. When I say that, I mean you have to take my word loosely because I really don't know what I'm doing half the time. And I at least thought I would put the lighter colors behind her in the glass. So I at least thought about that. So right now I am using like a blue-gray color to kind of highlight the, I don't know if these are flowers or shells or what they are, but it's highlighting everything behind it, kind of like it's the lightest color of the glass pushing through, coming in. And we're gonna go from there. If I sound a little scattered today, I do want to apologize. My mind is a little bit of everywhere right now. Please bear with me. But I do want to ask first and foremost how everybody is doing. I hope you were well. I hope you were safe with that storm out there. She's gonna be a big one, and it really scares me for the people in Texas and Louisiana that are about to be hit by her. Cat 4 is nothing to sneeze at, even if she does weaken a little bit before hitting. Please evacuate if they told you to do so. They are really predicting some nasty stuff. So, you know, please, please, please be safe. Now, that said, I hope everybody else is also doing well. I hope everybody is taking the, COVID precautions and they're being, smart and social distancing, all that good stuff. I get kind of lost in the details sometimes. Like I can't tell what's supposed to be what. I'm sorry, that's my dog. She's like giving herself hairballs because she's chewing on her feet. She has allergies that affect her feet and they drive her crazy. I'm going to try to keep everything in frame. I know last video the boots and stuff were a little bit out of frame, so I'm sorry about that. But I hope you guys are well. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you're doing okay. I genuinely want to know. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that we can do more coloring stuff and have more coloring endeavors together. I think I'm getting a little bit better at it. I am definitely going to be ordering some simpler coloring books. And the reason I say simpler is because I feel the need to shade and go crazy with everything as far as details go. So it takes me forever and I hold you guys hostage. But if I have a simpler coloring book, maybe it won't be as bad. So I'm definitely looking for something that's going to require a little less thought too. So I was looking at like Jade Summer mandalas and things like that. And I might just have to order some because my brain is like broken. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. It's like I've been so worried and just anxiety driven that it's kind of annoying. Alright, so that said, I do live, oh, I just did that. Excuse me. I have a tickle in my throat. So I do live in New Orleans, and I know that my last color and chat was a bunch of just whining and worrying about like the hurricanes and stuff, and I do apologize, but that was what was on my mind. And now like we got nothing from Marco, which was good. We didn't need anything from Marco, and it looks like Laura is going to say hi to everybody over in like Texas and that area or Southwest Louisiana. So something I've always kind of wanted to do is like volunteer in those areas that are hit by hurricanes, but I don't really have any of the skills they normally look for. Like I'm not an EMT, I don't have any I'm not a nurse, I don't have any real medical skills. And I think that's something they really need when things like this happen, especially during a time like this with like the COVID and stuff, but I don't know, like I could always like pass out water or something, and I never could before. Even though my husband's job sends him on hurricane responses sometimes. I could never go with him because I was working, and now I'm not working currently, and it's like I could technically go and try to help out. So I'm putting some thought into that. If he gets called out there, that's a big if right now. Hopefully it won't be that bad. Hopefully it's just going to be kind of like a quick glance over and it'll go away, but the way the news is talking, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. So I don't know. Has anybody ever done anything like that? Like done volunteers after like, or, oh, I can't talk. Has anybody ever like volunteered after like a major disaster of any kind, like earthquake, tornado? I know usually they have volunteers for that sort of thing too. And I'm really curious what like the experience was like. So if you have done that, please share your experience in the comments. I'm really curious, like what I would be getting into. And I think like Red Cross and stuff like that usually sends people out for a short while. Like I have my bachelor's degree and I have it in English, which is kind of a running joke. But I do have a bachelor's degree and I have it in English, and what color do I want this to be? For a while I was thinking of going for a master's degree in something like, oh god, what's it called? Disaster response, I think? I was considering doing that for a while. But like with my husband's job, I wasn't sure that would actually work well, and I have to always kind of consider I need to be, I need to be home too. Like I can't always be gone. And then with his job moving us a lot, like my career kind of gets built off his, so it's like, we'll figure it out. It'll be fine. So I'm just kind of trying to reflect everything that's in the other one, but I already kind of messed that up, but I don't know that anybody will actually notice. Or nobody probably would have noticed until I said something, but I really don't know what I was doing there. Oh, Davin, what are you doing? So, has anybody else done this challenge? I know there was a lot of people posting like fire and ice stuff for a little bit, and I wasn't sure if it was for this challenge or if there was a challenge similar to it floating around. I'm very, very curious. Sorry, I was out of frame. I'm very curious, like what you guys have done and like what books you were doing it out of. I saw some really cute but really detailed ones. I was extremely impressed. And like I still get blown away by how quickly some of the people on YouTube are able to just blow through coloring pages. I get stuck for so long. I mean, maybe it's just something I'll figure out, but I think I just get stuck in the details so much. And it's just kind of like how I am, I guess. I don't know. So I definitely like how this is looking compared to the Fireside, but I also think a lot of it has to do with just the colors in general, because I'm very, very fond of blue. Like that's probably one of my favorite colors. And I will work with blue all day. Reds, I'm learning to like a little bit more, but me and blue, like I will work with blue until the sun goes down. And it's kind of funny is I'm always complaining about my OHUHU markers running out, and it'll be a blue or a gray that goes first, because those are my absolute favorite colors to work with. I'm gonna put this here too. That makes sense to me. Okay, we'll do the fan over here. I was actually, so I have an issue, like when I'm doing my own illustrations, I have an issue with alcohol markers sometimes, as you can see on like the red part of here, the streakiness of the alcohol markers. And I read something from Art and Fly, which is what I'm currently using. I signed up for like their newsletter or whatever, and they sent out something saying, you know, learn how to use markers and, you know, improve, learn how to avoid streaks. And I was all over that because me and streaks, I hate streaks. And it was saying like a lot of the times your speed is the problem. You just go too fast, which I never really thought about, I guess. It was kind of weird, but you know, that does kind of make sense because on this one over here, I was going pretty fast. And, you know, she got all streaky. But I think I could fix it in pencils. But I'm wondering, they also mentioned, like, your pigment will be off. And I was wondering if that was true too. Like, I need to play with it a little bit and find out if that's actually accurate. Because if that's the case, I definitely want to be more like aware of that when I'm coloring. Even with something on marker paper, something a little bit more sturdy than this, like if it's affecting the color of the markers, I really want to know. And they were talking about how just like changing your strokes will give like different textures, and it's like, is that all alcohol markers or is that just these? I don't know. I need to experiment more with my markers. I love the things to death, but I'm obviously not very I need practice, let's put it that way. And that's okay. That's why we do coloring pages. So I'm gonna add a little bit. This is almost like, this was the brightest blue in the 48 set, I think, or whatever like the beginning set is that I bought. But I really, so pretty. I use this for my own coloring page. Like I made illustrations and I color them and I call them coloring pages. And I use this color for water, like for a really bright, what is that noise? Is that rain? Holy crap, we're already getting more from Laura than we did from Marco. That is really heavy rain. Sorry guys, that just took me by surprise. Like, we've been getting a lot of wind all day. It was really nice out for a minute, and now it's just like coming down. I may need to check on that. Make sure my stuff doesn't fly away. What was I even talking about? Oh, I use this for like a Caribbean blue. Like I need to check on this. I need to make sure that my stuff is not about to fly off my porch, because after Marco I put everything back out and now it's gonna go away. So hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I hope you didn't miss me too much. I needed to go check on that. That was really weird. I wasn't even really expecting that much rain from the storm, so when I heard it I got a little concerned. And lo and behold, I guess we're getting bands, and Laura's come to say hi. Right now it's just like a small thing, but the area I parked in, right out front, is notorious for flooding. So I really need to be careful and make sure that my car does not get flooded out with any rain that we might get. So, anyway, that's that story. So, yeah, I really love this color blue I'm using though. It's definitely one of my favorites. And it's so weird because one of the blues I'm going to be using is called sky blue, and it is not, in my opinion, sky blue at all. But you know, whatever. I'm not the one that named the things. Alright. So yeah, that's what we've got going on here. lots of rain, lots of other stuff going on that I don't feel comfortable talking about on camera, so I'm not going to. Just medical stuff, not for me, but for other people. Let's see. I do. Oh, something that actually was really cool. I don't know if anybody that watches me actually plays instruments. And I'm sorry to be sliding the book around, but that's the only way I'm going to keep you in the field of vision. So I don't know if anybody plays instruments, but I don't. And when my dad passed, one of the things I inherited was his instruments. He could play anything. He had two pianos, okay? Two pianos, two acoustic guitars. I think there was 3 or 4 electric guitars, a banjo, and like there was just like, I think at one point he had an organ, but I didn't see that there. So I mean, he was pretty, you know, musically inclined. And I dabbled with it as a kid, but I never really... Oh, he also had a drum set, by the way, which is now in my mom's closet, and I feel really bad, because I really want it, but I can't bring it to an apartment building, because they would hate me. So anyway, yeah, so he was musically inclined, and it took a year for his estate to settle. So during that time, it was, unfortunately, not my decision, left in a storage unit that was not temperature controlled, and it was just kind of left in there, and it was beaten up by somebody that decided they were going to bring it for us to collect at the very end when things were finally being kind of like split up. So the poor thing was like a little bit beaten up, but it was still functional, you know. But I didn't know how to play. I had never really learned. I definitely didn't know how to tune it. And for a long time, I couldn't bring myself to use it. Because my dad was like very, like, his stuff was his stuff. You know, you didn't mess with his stuff. And so it felt wrong to kind of like touch it. And that sounds kind of silly, I know, but that's how I felt at the time. And so that's just how it was. And I left it, and it was always kept nice at my apartment. Like, I never did any, like, let anything bad happen to it. It was just kind of like left. And I'm trying to decide what colors I want to use here. I think I know. So I, you know, kept it nice, but it sat for like another year without being played. And I honestly don't even know when the last time he played it was. So I've got this acoustic guitar. I've got an electric guitar that I don't have an amp for, so I can't play that. And neither of them have been tuned, God knows how long. And I didn't know how to tune it. I tried to use one of those apps that was like on your phone, like, oh, you play the chord. Sorry guys, I know it's annoying. You play the chord and it... I'm gonna try and zoom you out. Oh, nope, wrong way. See if this goes okay and doesn't drive you crazy and go all funky with the autofocus. But I tried one of those apps where like you're supposed to like be able to play the chord and it would tell you whether to tune it up or tune it down. And it was so far out of tune that it for a while wouldn't even register, and it like literally I could not get it to go up to the right pitch or whatever it's called. I don't know. And I was afraid of snapping a string because I'm a baby and we've established I'm like scared of everything. And so I tried to figure it out. I put it back. I left it alone. Tried to figure it out like another month or 2 later. Still couldn't get it. And finally I asked my friend, like, okay, I give up. Do you know anyone that plays the guitar? I don't know if it's just out of tune. I don't know if it needs new strings. I don't know what this thing needs. but I really want to try to learn to play it. And she's like, oh yeah, my daughter. Oh, I could have just asked. And so I took it yesterday to their house, and sure enough, she had like some sort of little tuning instrument that she just popped on there, and it, not a problem. She was able to tune it up. I mean, I felt a little dumb and a lot more like a baby, but at least it was done. That's all I can say. So I'm really excited because I'm going to start trying to teach myself on YouTube. Because, you know, what can't you do on YouTube? Like the basics of how to play, and then maybe start learning songs. So I'm really excited. And that was like such a simple fix. I wish I had asked her sooner, but I just never honestly thought about it. And for some reason I thought I had asked her before, and I didn't want to bother her by asking her again. But I guess I didn't, because she would have told me sooner. So that was pretty nice. And it's like, yay, maybe I can finally start using some of the stuff I have. Because my dad probably wouldn't want it just sitting like in the corner. Alright, I don't know if you guys can hear the rain. The spout for our apartment complex is right outside this window, so maybe it's soothing to you, I don't know. I love listening to it when I'm trying to sleep. So I might get really tired actually. But I love the color of some of these blues. Like, this is such a beautiful pastel blue. I love it. What is your favorite color? I definitely, like I said, I gravitate, oh god, I can't talk. I gravitate towards blues and grays. I always have, and I don't really know why, but I do. So yeah, what is your favorite color? Do you guys like, you know, let me know what it is. I'm curious. If you use alcohol markers or even colored pencils, like what color are you most likely to run out of first for a coloring material? I'm like focused super hard on these bricks for some reason. Oh Lord. So I'm just thinking about the guitar that's right next to me. Maybe I'll show you guys one day, but right now, probably not. When I was little, there was a neighbor girl that I grew up with. Super sweet. She was like my best friend. And she would come over for sleepovers all the time when we were over at my dad's house. And he would always go to sleep early. And he would sleep like the dead. Like you weren't waking him up when he went to bed. So we would entertain ourselves, and he had like a little music studio set up. And it was actually his dining room, but he didn't have a dining room table or anything. He just literally had like, there was drum sets, there was amplifiers, microphones. I know he had his guitars, he had the piano, the organ, like he just had a bunch of music stuff in there. And we would always pretend we were in a band. And he had like it was like a recorder type thing, I guess. It wasn't a karaoke machine, but what we would do is we would bring in like the CD player. So we would play the music for like a freaking boy band or something. I think it was Backstreet Boys, I don't know. And we would play that, and then we would like sing into the microphone and record ourselves singing and pretend we were this, you know, awesome, super cool band. It was so dumb, but it was so much fun. I do remember that quite well. Okay, this is the right color, good. I'm gonna do, so I want to keep her mostly dark, except for maybe the accents like over here. But I definitely want her shield to be brighter, and I think that's okay because her wing is going to be darker. So I'm pretty confident with this. But yeah, so that was like Geeky Davin and company. It was always me, her, and my sister. And we were, I don't know, I should really save spooky stories for October, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but I do remember that she grew up right next to me, or next to his house. So we were, you know, at each other's houses a lot. And I remember we were convinced, and I'm still convinced, by the way, that his house was haunted. And it was her house too. It wasn't just his. We think it was like maybe the neighborhood or the area, but there was some weird stuff that went down at his house that did not make sense. And it scared me so bad at some points that I was like, I don't know, 16, 17, and I refused to sleep at his house without the lights on. It was that bad. And he would get mad at me because he was a very frugal person. So, you know, that was not allowed. But I didn't care. I couldn't sleep unless the lights were on. And when I say the lights on, like I slept with the TV on because the noise helped me and it casts a light. So that actually was like my go-to. I didn't want, you know, the actual bedroom light on or anything like that. I just wanted the TV on because I was scared. And at least if I had the TV on, it would drown out any weird noises. It would have that glow so it wasn't so scary. But man, let me tell you, I had some experiences in that house that we will discuss for October. Because I'm going to try and scare you guys good. But, see, I hate this. I hate that you can see through to the very back. Because right on the back of this, there's this big black banner for, like, Jade Summer coloring books. It's like, guys, you're impeding on my vision. I honestly think this is going to be one of the first colors to go, and that's going to make me so sad. So I've been wanting to kind of branch out into like streaming, but I'm not sure how to set it up, and I'm not sure anybody would actually be interested. If you would be interested, leave me a comment, because what I'm thinking would be really fun is to do like a Halloween stream. And like, I'll definitely be trying to do Inktober, which is a separate thing. That's like more for illustrations and stuff like that. So a lot of my content in October for Saturday videos will be based on that, I think. And that really did just go straight through, and that makes me so mad. Maybe it'll dry and you won't be able to see it. Like, I might actually throw this away if this doesn't go away. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you keep working on this page with that giant black thing there? Because my honest thought is no. Anyway, I'm harping on it. So I was definitely thinking, anyway, back to my story. I was thinking of maybe doing something like a stream, like a Halloween stream. I'm not sure what is going to be in place for Halloween because of, you know, our current circumstances in the world with the virus and all. So I was thinking it might be kind of fun to get together and do like a stream. And I don't know if anybody would be interested in doing like a co-hosting type thing. I don't even know how to technically do it. I need to research how to, because I use a camera, I don't use my phone. I mean, I probably could use my phone. I just have to get a different setup if that's the case. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know, I gotta do a little bit more research, but it would be kind of fun to do like a Halloween stream and share like spooky stories and Halloween stories and just color something scary because I really think after seeing so many people on the website, the Facebook page for Jade Summer doing the grayscale cute witches, I might have to invest in that because it's so stinking cute. I don't want to do, I'm picking out a color real quick. I don't want to do like the grayscale version, but I would definitely totally be up for like the I would be up to do the line art version. Like I would be all over that. They're so adorable. And it would be more time that's more appropriate for a stream than I think a video, because a lot of people, you know, they don't have a lot of time to watch your video when it's this long, and I totally get that. Like, I like having these kind of videos because I have them on in the background when I'm doing my own projects, but a lot of people don't have that much time. And so if it's more of a stream and like an event, I think that would be really cool. That way people can participate and share their own stories or thoughts or, you know, comment along with you, so I'm not just sitting here like rambling at you. Like, you would be participating and experiencing it with me and reliving the horror. Mwahaha. That's actually, if anybody is interested in doing something like that, definitely hit me up because I am all over it. I might do it anyway, even if no one wants to co-host. So if you just want to stop by and hang out, like, I'll come up with more firm details as we go. As we get closer, kind of experiment and see what exactly I need to figure out to get it done. And if anybody actually does do streaming, because I know there's like art streamers out there, if anybody actually does it actively, please like send me a message on Instagram or just let me do it down in the comments. Like, what do you use to actually like make it function? Like, because I know there's people that do streams on their computers and they use like OBS. I have OBS. It hates me, but I could make it work. But I don't think that's what a lot of people do, and I don't know if it's like they have two things going at once, like a laptop and like an iPad and their phone. Like, I don't know how you record what you're doing and then also have like your chat open so you can engage in your chat. Like, I'm a noob. I'm showing my noob colors right now, and that's okay. I don't mind. You guys just gotta deal with me, okay? Alright. I definitely like the fact that I went with darker hair for her. There was, okay, so I'm looking at like, I was looking for simpler coloring books to color. And I was looking at Jade Summer because I am starting to have like an appreciation for Jade Summer coloring books. And I was looking and I saw, it was like, that's a really confusing area right here. It's really confusing, actually. I almost colored that incorrectly. I saw, what was it, Dark Horror? I think it was called. All I know is there was a dude with a meat cleaver. And there was a big dude with a meat cleaver and an apron in one of the books. And I just started cracking up because it reminds me so much of a video game. So I apologize if you don't know what it is. But there's a video game called Demon Souls. And in one of the areas, they created an NPC. I don't remember what her name was. I want to say it was like Miranda or something. Like Miranda the Manslayer or something like that. And she runs at you with an oversized giant meat cleaver. And that was the only thing I kept thinking of when I was looking at this dude in this Jade Summer coloring book. It's like, I'm just gonna color that there. I was like, oh my god, it's this guy. It's amazing. I love it. I kind of wanted the book just for him. But I think I'm gonna go, especially with like, oh god, that's a pungent marker. It is. Woo! Especially with the, I Halloween theme, I'm definitely gonna go more of a probably Cute Witches, because it's just so cute. And I don't like a lot of the dark fantasy that I saw in the book. Like, that book just didn't appeal to me much. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but there was that. And then there was another one. I think it's Chibi Horror or something. That's another really popular one, but I didn't care for that one much either. I mean, it was kind of cute, but not enough for me to actually want to buy it. Like, there has to be so many pages I actually like to invest in a coloring book, and that's not one that I really want. I don't really like the chibi style, to be honest. I used to draw chibi style too. That's the funny thing. I don't know when I became such an art snob. I mean, there's no reason to be one. But let's see. This is one of those markers too that if it bleeds, okay, so when I pop the lid on this marker, it loves to like shower alcohol and color all over everything. This is one of the many colors that I have all over my desk because the very first time I opened it, it just popped. So if this does that on this picture, I'm gonna be so mad. Just letting you guys know. You might hear some creative language. Alright, I don't want to do this. But we're going to try to use a chisel tip and then cry. I'm going slower. I'm trying to see if this actually works. And I know a lot of people, I'm gonna get this all over my hands. See, this is where I start to have trouble though. Like, I'm trying to keep the lines kind of overlapping and keep the edges wet. But then when you have to like break away and do a different section, how do you guys do that? Like, how do you manage that? I always have trouble. Like, this part's probably not going to be that bad, but like her wing is going to be horrible because it's so big. I did a crossover piece for Resident Evil. It was crossover and Infamous, and this color was like the predominant color. So I have a bunch of black and white, and then I just have like splashes of blue everywhere. It was pretty cool. But that's where I discovered that this is a very leaky marker. But luckily it doesn't seem to be interested in like destroying my day-to-day. Alright, that actually doesn't look too bad. She almost looks angelic on this side. But we all know that's not the case. Okay, do I want her? Her skin needs to be a little darker too, so I think I'm gonna do... Ooh. Or do I want it to be bright? No, that's gonna be her. Okay, I'm making moves, guys. I'm big braining here. What color are you? PB1. I'm picking out colors. I'm trying to be proactive and stop myself from making big mistakes. 2, PB1, and then I need PB8. Where are you? No. Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm also trying not to throw every single blue color I have at her, though there's no promises. You guys know how I am. It's gonna be interesting. I just hope this isn't too close to her hair color. We'll have to find out, I guess. Do you guys think it actually dries lighter? I mean, it's kind of late now. I need to make sure that's gonna dry lighter. Otherwise, I need to change the color. Meanwhile, we'll do this. PB8 can be We're gonna make this the highlight color. Why? I don't know why. I don't think that's gonna dry lighter, you guys. I think that's gonna be really dark. We need to change her skin tone. So we're going to, and just say that that was intentional. I don't want to throw everything at her, but I think I'm going to end up doing it anyway. But I at least do appreciate that she's going to have she's going to definitely come off the page more than the red side. Like the ice side is definitely going to be darker. She's going to be darker on the ice side than on the light side. That made no sense. She's going to be darker on the ice side than on the fire side. That's what I meant to say. Okay, so okay. I'm trying not to break my brain, I'm sorry. It's just taking me a little bit to kind of piece myself together at the moment. I am thinking about releasing a coloring page on my Facebook account. Actually, I might put it on my Instagram as well. I used to do a lot of like free coloring pages and stuff when we first went into lockdown. And then I didn't do them because they were really stressful to get out on time. Like I was trying to release one every week, but I was doing like fresh, you know, literally drawing that the week of. So it was kind of hard. But I have some, and I think I might release one or two. If anybody is interested, let me know. Or I'll let you know, and you can just pop onto the site, which will be linked below, and tag me when you're done coloring it, and let me know how you like it. Because I'm by no means a professional, but I do like to draw. And I would like to share that with you. And if there's ways I can improve, you should tell me. And I especially like the content because it's kind of like lighthearted and kind of cutesy, which people that know me probably think that's insane because I'm not a really cutesy kind of person. But this character literally took on a life of his own, and I can't make him anything but, so he's a very fun-loving little kid. And although he's a little kid, you know, you can still color him. I love coloring him and his little friend, who is also a fun-loving child. I feel like this is like almost wanting to be like the marks you're using. I feel like it's almost worthy of a comic book, like the hatching. Sorry. I'm not sure that I have so much more to say. The rain has already stopped, actually. That's kind of insane. So it was definitely a band that broke off from Laura, because that was a lot of wind and a lot of rain for like 20 seconds. This amulet here still really reminds me of Batman. I don't think it's supposed to, but it does. And I think I want her to have so this will be the same lighter color. I'm trying to decide the shoulder pads up there, like, or the shoulder armor, like, should that be the same light color? Or is that going to be a different color? I feel like this should be the same color. It might look weird if it isn't. But then it might get muddled. Just do it. We're just gonna do it. Hope for the best. And on this side, at least there, I'm going to embellish with some white gel pen to give it some shine back. I don't have gel pen on me yet, that's amazing. See, I was considering making like these bands the color, but I like the idea of like the embellishments here being that color. Okay. So now I need, see, I'm afraid the PB2 might be a little dark. We're gonna do it anyway. Cause you can almost, maybe not. Is there another color? I think that's just too close. I have more that are technically blue, but they're like almost more green, and that worries me. Let's do her skin and see what we have to work with. Oh, well, that just turned colors. So yeah, that passed pretty quick. What do you guys think? Am I making the right decisions? I don't feel like I am in this one. I'm a little bit less confident. Like, this is going to be that shade of blue, which is actually going to look really pretty. I changed my mind. I like how it looks now. She needs to have her hands. So I'm still waiting for recommendations from you guys for the dragons coloring. I really want to do more dragons for myself because I enjoy them and they're fun. And I know there's Dragonology, but are there any other dragon type coloring books you guys can think of? Because I don't know. I'm really kind of disappointed Jade Summer didn't release more for dragons. Maybe they will if I complain about it enough. And it's so weird because I got the it's like a combination of like the fairies, mermaids, all that stuff, and I bought it for the mermaids. Didn't even like them, turns out, and fell in love with the dragons. I never would have looked at the dragon book otherwise. And so with that kind of surprise, I've definitely looked a little harder at their selection. And I found some things I'm going to definitely purchase, I think. Assuming my husband doesn't go, and say I've gone shopping crazy. Alright. Okay. This is actually going better than with the red side. And I don't know if it's because of the red marker or if it's because I'm just trying to go a little bit slower. So far, it's not bad. I just had a random thought. So, okay, I grew up in Florida, and in October, we're going to head over to Florida, to the East Coast, and we're going to just go to the beach. Like, we rented a condo, we're gonna go to the beach, and just mind our business there, right? I think I talked about that. I told you guys about Shark Tooth Joe in one of my videos. And I don't know why. I just have the strongest cravings suddenly. There's a restaurant there called Crystals. I used to love Crystals. And when I say restaurant, I mean basically it's like a really crappy McDonald's. Like, it's fast food. Okay, there is not a restaurant. I thought this was a drape for a second because of the way it's folded. Wow. Okay. So I really want one now though. I don't know why. And my husband, who didn't grow up there, he grew up in like Philly. He hates it. But he'll buy it for me. Like, he's not gonna tell me I can't have it. But like, I grew up eating that and I like it. And it's like, I want it. And I don't know why. There's so many better things to eat. But apparently it's what I want. I've been having weird cravings lately though. Like, yesterday I wanted nachos. I'm pretty sure I don't need nachos. I mean, nachos are marvelous. I love nachos. But yeah, so I don't know if any of you have ever been to a Crystals. If you have, let me know what your favorite thing to order is. And what your favorite fast food restaurant is. Like, I'm not encouraging you to go necessarily eat fast food. Because, yeah, I acknowledge it's bad for you and all that stuff. But every now and then, like, treating yourself isn't bad. And sometimes, like, okay, to be honest with you, after you're hungover, who doesn't want, like, McDonald's or something? And living in New Orleans, yes, I do know what that is like. So, don't judge. I'm responsible. And has anybody actually been to New Orleans? I'm not asking because I want to stalk you or anything, but like, I live here, okay, and there's so much I haven't gone and done because I'm very anxiety driven and I don't like crowds. So like, I live in New Orleans and I've never been to Mardi Gras. And when I was working, my coworkers would always tell me, you have to experience it. You have to at least go experience it. No, I don't. I can stay home where I don't have to deal with people and I would be perfectly happy. But my husband keeps trying to get me to go. And we almost went this year. And it was actually really good that we didn't because, you know, with everything that happened this year, and New Orleans was, as it turns out, one of the biggest affected by said, the plague. And it was spread a lot by Mardi Gras because you had so many people on top of each other. And there was, I don't know, Mardi Gras itself seems to be a little sketch sometimes. I know there was a couple incidents this year that were just really tragic. And I won't go too much into those, but when you get a bunch of like drunken people partying, they don't listen to rules and bad things happen. Or tempers flare. That's also quite common. So it's like, I want to stay home is what I want to do. But, I mean, maybe one day I'll experience it, but not willingly is what I'll say. So have you ever come down for Mardi Gras? And like, have you ever visited the area? Did you enjoy it? Is it worth the hype so many people give it? I know we have things like the World War II Museum. I've never been, but you know, that's just one more thing that I haven't done. But you know, I mean, it seems like a pretty cool thing to do and a nice thing to visit. And there are like, you know, the cemeteries and ghost tours and all that spooky stuff. I think I might recycle one of my other colors because I'm just really scared to dump even more into this. And there's really not like a happy medium color So I'm going, because it's either really dark and really close to her hair color, which, okay, maybe I can put that down here because it's not on top of her hair anymore. But then it's going to be on top of her thing, her legs. But I'm wondering, like, will I be able to lighten that up? Do I need to? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just leave it? I feel like I can put it in here for sure. That actually might be okay. Because now that I see it in, can you guys even see that difference? Like, it's not as bad as I thought it was. So I might be able to pull this off, but I feel like it's just kind of pushing it because it's so close. But if I put it like here, you're definitely gonna see it. So I'm doing it anyway. Apparently I've made up my mind. And if it's not the best, it's not the best. It's okay. I actually like that combo. My husband's working out right now, so I can hear his music. He listens to some interesting stuff when he's lifting weights. I kind of like this. I like this combo a lot more than I like the other side. What do you guys think? I think it's just because I really like that bright blue next to it. It makes it pop. And that's definitely something I need to kind of get better at, is figuring out like what goes together, what really doesn't. I need to figure out what color I used because I have to get more of it. I think it was this one. Yeah, okay. So, I think I'm gonna do this. Restricting the amount of blue I use is also kind of helping. It's helping me not throw everything at it like I did on this side. And I think it looks better because of that. I hope you guys agree. I'm gonna back you out a little. Okie doke. Let's see if I can finish this up in a timely fashion. The answer to that is no. I feel like this is definitely almost a little bit more uniform than the other side. And I'm really curious if I put some white over top of this dark blue, like white pencil, if it'll lighten up. Which again, I'm not sure if that's technically allowed. I should have watched Nikki's video again, but I didn't. This reminds me like almost, I don't know, do you think, when you look at her, do you see her as like a punisher or as like a hero? Like, is she come after people because she's gonna, you know, try to do something bad? Is she the villain or is she the hero coming to save you? I really think when you split it down this way, it could be either. We don't know. We don't know what you've done. It really reminds me, and I think this was the intention of the illustrator, but it's very angelic. Kind of like a judgment. Her pose, the stained glass, it reminds me like of a judgment type thing. Alright, get that in there. she's really dark on this side, guys. Oh well. It's fine. Figure it out. We've already done it, so can't go back. I really want to get this done before the end of August. So it's going to be another one of those situations where I'm not going to make you like watch everything. The detail work and stuff that I'm going to end up doing, I think I'm just going to do off camera because that's going to take me a while. And I usually walk away from it and then come back and walk away from it. So I'm going to do that by myself. But I will definitely pop back in and show you what it looks like for the finished product. So don't go anywhere. Even though I'm going to turn you off for a very brief time, you want to stick around because you want to see the end. So let me, oh no, not that end. All right, so let me just put this in here. And I'm going to turn you guys off, and as soon as I'm done doing the embellishments, I will come right back. Alright guys, welcome back. Thank you so much for putting up with me, and I have the finished product. Luckily, I actually went ahead and re-watched Nikki's instructional video on how to do this and realized I think I was about to cheat. So I'm going to leave it pretty basic. I'm not going to add any more shading with pencils or anything like that, even though it kills me. I really want to do it. But I'm not going to, because I'm pretty sure the only thing you're allowed to use is the markers and the white and black gel pens for embellishments. So that's what I did. I don't have a black gel pen that isn't glittery, so I didn't use that, and I figured there's really no place to put it anyway. I thought about using like one of my Micron pens or one of my Pitt pens instead, since technically it's just to add black. But I just would have put it in her wings. I would have made it a lot darker. I would have made it more comic booky. And while I still kind of want to do that, I don't think I want to put it for the end product of the video. Instead, what I did was just used a white gel pen, and I went over her armor to add the embellishments back here where it was kind of dark and you couldn't really see it anymore because I used such a dark blue. And then I went in with the red stained glass where I knew it would kind of pop out, and I just kind of put it there because I felt the need to use it in more than one place. So I mean, technically I could have really played with it a little bit more, but I'm happy enough with it the way it is. I really love the fact that I did not get streaks on this wing whereas I did on this, and I think it's just because I went a lot slower. I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just the marker. So I'm going to zoom you in here and let you get a closer look. So I also really like the blue because I did use the lighter colors on the background, and she does come off the page more. I'm kind of just letting you see that, you know, yeah, there's some embellishments on her armor now. And then basically this is what the stained glass looks like on the fireside. And I really kind of prefer the armor and the look of her hair and her body on the fireside. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit more. But I like the way I thought more about the composition on the left side here. I really like that she does come off the page now. She has a lighter shield, but against a darker wing you can actually see it. Whereas, yeah, that's almost the case here, but it's much more jumbled, and she really falls into her background on this side. So it was actually, although I don't know that it was intentionally supposed to be like a learn from your mistakes kind of thing, I really have learned something about the coloring here, and I'm going to be using it going forward, I think, because something so simple really makes a huge difference, and I wish I had this picture to try again. Because I would be interested to see how I would do on the fireside if I had thought about that beforehand. I might actually add more to this later and throw it up on Instagram, just add the shading in that's driving me a little nuts and things like that. But so far I do like it for what it is, and I had fun doing the challenge. I'll definitely be trying to do more of them in the future. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to me ramble about, I don't know what I was talking about, but thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you liked the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. I hope it's been good background noise for you in your crafting or your coloring or whatever you've been doing. please go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel because I have more art content coming out as well as more coloring pages, and hopefully when my less detailed mandala stuff shows up, I'll be able to do shorter coloring chats. So thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay dry, and I will see you later on in the week.